let's talk about the Detroit Lions and their injury reporting.
The Tigers.
Fantastic. I wish every team would do that. As we pull up their injury report here, they give great detail here. I mean, not only do they say left index finger, and he's a left-handed pitcher, not only do they say pulley injury, they say pulley rupture, and they name the pulley A4. There are 8 different pulleys, and they were so specific, they said A4 rupture, compared to, let's say, a Houston Astros injury report would be upper body at best, right? I mean, it's amazing.
Left finger discomfort. Yeah.
It's like good laziness, right? It's like instead of making their own media report, they just copied the doctor's notes, maybe. Like that's what I would do. I feel like it's like good laziness.
Well, look, I'm not hating on the Astros or Dusty Baker, okay? You guys know Dusty a little bit, this, that, the other, but that's just their style. They don't want to say anything. And the Detroit Lions,
Tigers,
boom, they give it, and there's no reason to think it's not accurate. I mean, when they're giving that much detail, and it's just a different style. The Astros are on the other end of the spectrum. Look, the Patriots and Bill Belichick are giving grief about their injury reporting. At press conferences, he says nothing. And he legally puts anyone with any sort of injury as questionable.
Yep.
If they're 99% playing, questionable. That's within the rules.
Yep.
They're not cheating the system. The Astros are within the rules, saying nothing. The Detroit Tigers are within the rules, saying everything. But I have to applaud the Tigers for being so specific. I haven't seen that out of any other team. But in terms of the actual injury, left index finger A4 pulley. This is a big deal, and I don't think anyone has really caught on to how big a deal this is. As you say, a blister will cost a pitcher time. Look, this is the index finger. I'm no pitcher.
Can you show? Where's the A4 at?
The A4 pulley. So this is on my right hand because I'm right-handed, but the A4 pulley is right here. And there's 8 pulleys. 2 of them are important to prevent bowstringing. The pulley keeps the tendon. Look, when you bend your finger, the tendency is for the tendon to bow out away from your finger. The 2 pulleys that are important, not trying to do anatomy lesson, and I hate pulling out models and pictures, but I'm sure producer will pull up a picture here to show where it is. The A4 pulley is in the middle phalanx, and the 2 pulleys that are important to prevent bowstringing of the 8 are A2 and A4. We don't have to worry about A2, but A4 is an important pulley to prevent bowstringing. If it's ruptured, he has a tendency to bowstring. At this point in time, this is a much bigger deal than anyone is making out of this. This is his index finger. And if you have bowstringing, not only does it affect your power, it changes your grip a little bit. Grip is everything for a pitcher. Less sticky substance or slippery substance or, grip, all the talk about it. And this is the index finger. Arguably the most important finger for grip for a slider, a cutter, a fastball, maybe less so for a changeup. But the bottom line is very important. If a blister bothers pitchers, and it's rightful that it does, bowstringing of the tendon, and there aren't a lot of examples of it out there, is a big deal. You guys know me. I'm not an alarmist. But a worst case scenario for an A4 pulley rupture is surgery. And a worst case scenario with surgery means the season, and maybe even leaking into the start of next season if the A4 pulley needs a formal reconstruction. Huge deal. I'm not suggesting a worst case scenario, but a best case scenario is going well beyond 15-day IL. I mean, they say they're going to reassess him in a week or so and come up with a throwing plan. That doesn't mean they're going to start a throwing plan in a week or 10 days. That means they're going to reassess him to see how much longer he needs to be immobilized potentially before stressing that A4 pulley and index finger tendon. Like, if I were him or Detroit Lions fan and you Detroit Tigers fan, and you told me he's good to go 100% 60 days from now, I would take it.
Really?
15 days doesn't seem realistic. And there's the potential downside of losing him for a lot longer. We'll see. Maybe it's not a complete rupture. Maybe that media report oversells it a little bit. But it's not a Tommy John, okay? It's not an ulnar collateral, but it's the index finger pitching hand. It's a rupture of one of the important pulleys that will affect his grip. This is a big deal. I mean, okay, he can physically throw a pitch, but if his grip isn't right, where's the control? And he's not an overpowering pitcher. It's about control and precision. And so can he even get the job done, even if he were put out there? So suffice it to say, this is something for Tigers fans to watch very closely, a big deal in our opinion.